everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a quarterly journal flip through, and I saw a lot of booktubers do this type of video where they talk about all the books that they read in the first quarter of the year, so I thought it would be fun to do that, but with my journals. So I do have two separate journals. I started off the year with just one, and then now I'm using two, so I'll quickly explain why. I started off with this one, and I was following the same format of journaling that I have been doing, and then I decided that I was really wanting to do more scrapbooking, so that's why I started a separate journal for just scrapbooking. This is my scrapbook journal, and then this is my writing journal slash free journal where I kind of am doing whatever I want that's not scrapbooking related. But yeah, that's a quick explanation as to why I'm flipping through two separate journals instead of just one. But yeah, let's get into the flip throughs.
Okay, so here are my two journals that I mentioned. I'm going to start off with my writing journal. So I have this little binder clip on it to kind of divvy up the old versus new that I mentioned. So I'm just going to take that off for the flip through, obviously. But the first page that I have here is just a little vision board that I made, and essentially just looked up some Pinterest photos and collaged them on a Word document, and then I just pasted it on here as is. Definitely made the collaging process a lot easier this way. But then we have my reading tracker or book tracker, whatever you want to call it. I've seen so many of these kind of designs on Pinterest before with the bookshelves, and then you write the title of the book and then color it in as you go. And I really love the magazine cutout font, which you guys will notice through all of my journals. But yeah, I decided to go with a neutral theme. If you follow me on TikTok, you've probably seen this a million times, but we have the covers there, and then on the next page I do the actual reading log. So in here I have 3 different columns: name, date, and rating. So obviously the title of the book, the day that I finished it, and then whatever my star rating is. And then I have another page continuing the log, and then I also have a blank page on the right side that I don't know what I want to put here yet. So if anyone has any ideas, maybe all the books that I read at the end of the year or something. So this is my first bullet journal spread of the year. I did a little birthday bear since my birthday is in January, and then what I'm covering up on the right side is my goals and notes for the month. And then also relating to my birthday, I did a spread about everything that I did on the day. I went to a photo booth, so of course had to stick those in, as well as a lot of different birthday themed stickers that I had. I love the little Pooh Bear with the balloon, but I definitely do my writing spreads a lot differently now. This is definitely a full spread where I covered page to page, but I still think it's super cute. This is my January wrap-up scrapbook style spread. This is my first time doing this style, and I was just so inspired after doing this that I started my entire scrapbook journal. But anyways, on here I have my January playlist that I made on the Receiptify website, and then I stuck in some memorable photos of the month as well as the books I read. I just love the color scheme of that. Not a big fan of my February bullet journal theme. I just did a love letter. It was really simple. But here I have some writing entries about what I did in a weekend in February. So I stuck in some memorable photos, and then also a little bit of trinkets here and there, like that Wingstop sticker. But I wanted the main focus to be on the writing, and these little mini headings here are actually printed on my Fememo label printer. But yeah, I really like how minimal this entire spread is, and just a little bit of pops of color in the photos as well. I feel like it really ties it all together. And then moving on, we have a Valentine's Day spread also for February, of course. So I stuck in this envelope, which actually has a card that my boyfriend made me, and then a Polaroid of us over top of that. And then this is a gift that I made him. I just made an extra of it, so I stuck it in there. Picture from dinner. Just kind of wanted to keep some memories from the day. And then we have my February wrap-up collage spread thing, again following that scrapbook style that I mentioned before. I'm not a huge fan of this one just because I feel like I didn't have many pictures for the month, which is why it looks a little bit sparse, but I threw in some of the movies that I watched to fill up some space, and then of course I always do that library card wrapping up the books that I read of the month too, and then my favorite was Talking at Night, which is why I threw in the cover there. Then we have my March bullet journal theme. This is actually the last bullet journal spread that I have in here, but I'm so glad that I did this design because it's super cute. It's Miffy, like a tan Miffy actually, with a little bow. I saw it on Pinterest and I had to recreate it. So I'm glad that I did that. And then we have some reading journal type spreads. I basically wanted to recap some of my favorite books. Powerless I read in January, and Talking at Night I read in February. I believe I have a journal with me for Powerless on my channel, but I really like how these turned out. I again was kind of trying to do that scrapbooky style with the layering of the background especially, and I particularly love to do these kind of spreads for books that have a very specific aesthetic on them. So I just love the way that these two turned out. They look great side by side. Then we have a spread about what I did on spring break, but for this one I decided to not do any writing and just collage like trinkets and photos. So this was kind of my first real trial at a full-on scrapbook spread, you could say. I really love the digital camera frame that I used as well as the color scheme that I went for. I believe I referenced this page specifically in my how-to scrapbook video, so if you want to see more details about how I do this as well as my other scrapbook spreads, you can check out that video. I'll have it linked in the cards above. But yeah, I really love how that looks. Now we have my first writing journal spread, you could say. So this is actually the placement of where that binder clip was. So this is like the first page that I actually opened to when I opened this journal. But this is kind of the format that I've been following in this journal so far. Obviously I switch it up, but this is kind of the starting point. So we have the month at the top, and then I kind of wrote down my goals for the month, and then also a daily entry or 2 daily entries, and then a playlist that I'd been listening to that week. I really love the coral yellow theme that I went for. Then we have my March recap spread. So here I kind of did the same type of header, and then I stuck in some photos and wrote about what I did on St. Patrick's Day, which I have that covered just because there's some personal info, but I also recapped my favorite reads of the month. So I wrote about each book and what I thought of it, and I talked more about this spread as well as the following spreads that you'll see in my journal with me for a week video. So again, shameless plug if you're curious to see more details about these spreads, I'll have it linked above. Another daily entry here. I believe this is the most recent page in this journal. Yeah, it is. So I decided to write about what I did this past weekend. So I did a little photo dump on the right side and then writing on the left side. I really like this light pink theme that I went with, but essentially I collaged some photos that I took on the weekend and then wrote all about it on the left side. I had a lot to say clearly, so that's why I separated the two per page, and I believe I did a journal with me for this on my TikTok if you want to see. The photo dump definitely looks a lot different now because I changed it, but we have some of the Japanese stationery that I got recently, and I love this like cake theme because we were celebrating a birthday, so I thought that was fun. But that is all of the pages in this journal so far. Obviously still have a lot to go, but I'm getting there, and the sticker on the top here is actually from Etsy. I forgot to mention that, so if I can find it I will link it down below. But yeah, that's that journal. Okay, so now we can move on to my scrapbook journal. So this is from the brand Clever Fox. As you can see, it has all these little embroidered stamps in them. I'm not sure what to call it, but there are a bunch of little designs. It's really cute. They kindly sent me this journal, so I do have a coupon code that I'll put in the description if you guys are interested in it. Not sponsored or anything, I just have a code, so yeah, it's a really good quality journal, especially for scrapbooking since the pages are super thick. But what's cool about this is it has all the standard journaling intro pages, like putting your name and phone number if it gets lost and stuff like that, and then also a table of contents, which will be really fun to fill out once I have more of the journal filled out, and then obviously some planner stickers, which is what they're known for. I haven't used these yet, but they do come with it, which is cool. And then we have the first page of my journal, which is my March recap spread, similar to the other ones that you saw in my previous journal. But I definitely prefer this one because I was able to stick a lot more because of the thicker pages. So we have my Receiptify March playlist again. I love having this in my recap spread, and then the books I read, movies that I watched, or the movie that I watched, and then some memorable photos for the month. I obviously went for a green theme because it's March. And then we have a quintessential junk journal spread. So if you don't know what that is, basically it is when you stick in quote unquote junk into your journal. So, you know, leftover receipts, business cards, thank you notes, things like that, and kind of just stick them in your journal however you want. So that's what I came up with. And then we have more March dumps or recap spreads. So basically, I just stuck in a bunch of extra photos that I had printed from the month of March and kind of just collaged them in. I was honestly just kind of practicing this whole scrapbooking style that I'm trying to perfect. So yeah, I did a lot of collaging here once again with the layering, and then my favorite part is definitely this little ID card frame that I found on Pinterest, again with the blue/green color theme here, which I love. Then we have another random kind of spread. So this one I used scraps from Valentine's Day, so random cutouts that I had for a gift that I was making, and I just stuck in the extra ones because I didn't want them to go to waste. Obviously a lot of negative space, so I have to do some writing in there, I think. Then we have actually my most recent spread in here, so obviously haven't been using that for this long, but we have a half spread here, which I love. This is definitely my favorite scrapbooking page that I've done to date. I just recapped what I did one weekend, so I don't know what it is about this that I love so much. Maybe that it's not super busy, but I also included a receipt and a sticker and a Miffy tag that I had from a washi tape I got. So yeah, I really like that, but clearly I have a lot of pages left to go in this scrapbook, but that is everything. So I'm going to go back and close out the video, but this is all for the actual flip through.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have a favorite page of mine, and I will see you in my next video.